I was having a new exhaust put onto my Subaru by a small specialty shop in Buffalo, New York. We dropped it off, and then said we would just go walk around for a couple hours till it was done. The staff advised us not to, as it was kind of a rough area. We were 19, and from Canada, what's the worst that could happen? After walking through a couple blocks of burnt-out houses, and for us, ghetto, we decided to turn around and get back to the shop ASAP. We walk around a corner only to see a group of 5 large, thuggish-looking young black men ahead of us. They notice us, turn and walk in our direction. Instant pants soiling. Do we run? Do we plead for our lives? We decide to do the Canadian thing and just keep walking like nothing's going to happen. The group reaches us after a few seconds, kind of does a half circle around the two of us. There is no escape now, only robbery or death. What appears to be the leader makes contact.
Yo, we got a question for you guys.
We sheepishly reply, yeah?
What's the plural form of penis? Penises?
I think so. One of the other gang members blurts out,
See, I told you, man.
as they all kind of laugh and thank us, tell us to have a good day. And that is my only encounter with American street youth.
I was outside smoking at a huge university by myself at about 4 a.m. when I see a deer running down the middle of the road. The noise of it running against the pavement was super bizarre. Next, a pickup truck comes barreling after it. The deer runs onto the campus lawn, and the truck jumps the curb to follow it through the grounds. I run after it. I'm curious to see what this is all about, and by the time I get to where the truck had eventually stopped, the deer was nowhere in sight. 4 guys were standing outside the truck yelling at each other. I sort of duck behind this bush area and bump into a guy who was also ducking there, doing the same thing as me. We kind of looked at each other, shrugged, and kept watching. These guys look university age, yelling about guns, fighting, shooting the breeze with each other. The guy in the bushes with me starts to make moves to get closer to the action, and the 4 guys see him. They start to walk over, I'm terrified, and they see me. They are marching over, confident and aggressive, like they are going to murder us. One of them, a huge unit of a man, comes right up to me and picks me up, in a hug, and sort of just sways left to right with me in his arms, saying, "We were just kidding. We were just kidding." He sits me back down, and the 4 of them walk calmly back to their truck and drive away. I really have no explanation for any of it.
Our neighbors back at my old house were deaf and mute. Not to mention they weren't good people. They turned their property into a giant junkyard filled with pot and abused animals. But they did the funniest damn thing once. One day while they were gone, a man in a truck comes up with a hay bale. He walks into their driveway a bit, gets a disgusted look on his face, and then sets the hay bale in the driveway and leaves. A few hours later, our deaf neighbors come home, and they see the hay bale. They all look at each other, really confused, and then all at once, they look down the road. Then, all at once, they all look up the road. Then, all at once, they all look straight up into the fucking sky. Funniest damn thing I've ever seen.
This is an old story that took place back in the early 90s. My husband and I were in a mall in the DC area, and at that time, Mary Lou Retton was hyping Tyson chicken products near the mall food court. We take a look and realize, oh, hey, that's Mary Lou Retton, and walked past. Suddenly, out of a service door comes a man in a pretty crappy-looking chicken costume being led by a girl in tie-dye and dreadlocks. Sensing epic misfortune about to unfold, I grab my husband and we follow them back to the food court. Sure enough, the chicken throws a water balloon or something filled with red liquid resembling and might have actually been blood at Mary Lou Retton and her crew as they are frying up delicious Tyson chicken in front of a crowd of soccer moms and their kids. The girl shouts something about Tyson being serial murderers, and in an instant, the chicken is underneath a large security guard. As they are leading the chicken away, his girlfriend is shouting, "Don't hurt him! Stop choking the chicken!"